I think it's important for parents especially. Okay, because in wrestling, you're doing what? You're either a winner or you're a big fat loser. If your hand gets raised, you're a winner. But see, there can be success in losing. And we talked about this, how a track runner can have a personal record, a PR, and they can get fifth in state and still feel excited about it. They can even not qualify for state. We do that in weightlifting too, right? If I picked up 3 more pounds off the floor than I did a month ago, and I don't qualify for state in the deadlift competition, I'm still progressing, and I can be excited about that. It's tough to do in wrestling, and it's tough to do in jiu-jitsu also. So one set of records is your legitimate win-loss record, but another set of record is, did I accomplish my goals for this specific match? So, if you beat me badly 3 times in a row, and then I have a close bout with you, I can consider that a win because I've closed the gap. And closing the gap is important because psychologically what happens in my mind, now that I've taken winning out of it and I'm giving myself an opportunity to lose but still count it as a win, it's just it's a level of maturity. And so we're not fortunate like the track runners or the weightlifters where we have these personal records or personal bests. So I think it's very important to have that second column there. And we also do this with goal setting too. So if I have a list of goals, and I don't think this is in the book, this is something we've really been talking about the past 5 years in our academy and camps. A list of goals is very negative because it's yet to be accomplished. It's things I have not done. Well, guess what? When I was in college, like my second year of college, I hadn't had a lot of high school or wrestling accomplishments yet in college, but I was doing camps all over America with Oklahoma State and with John Smith, and I would see the brochure, and they would list Nick Purler as one of the clinicians, and they would list all the accomplishments I had in high school, and they listed some big tournaments I had in college, and maybe some All-Americans and national champs that I had beaten, and I was like, man, I look pretty freaking good, And here I am, wasn't even thinking that I was good at all because I haven't won an NCAA title yet or been an All-American yet. But when I read this piece of paper that Bruce Burnett typed up, I'm like, I look pretty darn good. So what we started doing a few years ago with our academy kids, and I mentioned this to our campers too, and this would be great for your jiu-jitsu athletes, write your list of goals, but also write a column to the left of that or to the right of that, call that mission accomplished. You're like, wow, I attained my brown belt 6 months ahead of schedule. I've competed at this level and I've earned medals and I've won these tournaments. I've lost 5 pounds. I've increased my strength by 20%. My consistency in the gym has been tremendous. Maybe I'm bringing my wife along, and that's been great for our relationship, right? So that's something you want. That's an accomplishment. So you read your list of goals, but you also have a mission accomplished list. So in wrestling, it might be, hey, I beat Trevor Fagans finally, and I beat him twice in a row. And, I won regionals, and I made the state finals. And I had 3 overtime matches this year, and I won all 3 of those. Last year, I lost all 3 of my overtime matches because my anxiety got to me, and I've really worked through that. And so I'm very excited about that. So I have my list of goals, but I also have my mission accomplished list so that when you wake up every day and you read your list of goals, you also read your list of things that you have accomplished. It's like climbing Mount Everest, right? I have another weekend I have to climb, but it's good to glance down the mountain and see how far you've come because that gives you energy for tomorrow's climb. And it also leads to consistency and it leads to longevity. And that's what we really need, are those 2 things. As far as keeping 2 sets of records, keep your win-loss record and then keep another list of records of did I do better? Okay, so maybe against you, I still lost, but I didn't get turned. So, okay, so I have these sort of like micro goals within the match that I'm trying to attain. And, I count those as wins. So Again, the problem in wrestling and jiu-jitsu is someone gets their hand raised and the other person is declared a loser, and they even go to the loser's bracket, right? I mean, they even call you a loser. Hey, everybody that's in the loser's bracket, go to the bullpen. And you're like, oh, look at all the losers. Here I go. You know? Well, guess what? I can take pride in my bronze medal, even though you got first again, because I'm nipping on your heels and I closed the gap on you. And that can be very exciting. So we're just trying to play with we're just trying to manipulate the chess pieces so that I can find a way to have a smile on my face. And we're not really engaging in trickery here. It is a legitimate achievement. If you lifted 3 more pounds today on your deadlift than you did a week ago, and even though you didn't place in state, I mean, that's not a lie. That is something to feel good about. And we have to be a little bit strategic about mapping out those as combative sports athletes, because, that's not built in for us like it is these other sports.